I'll take life. That's what I choose. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, I want to hurry through Chad, John, Bill, Kevin, and Firestarter's calls, and that'll be it in this hour for calls. And then I want to hit some more news here that's really important. The attacks on the First Amendment. Obama shamelessly tying himself to this poor, dead black youth who was killed in some type of altercation. We're not sure exactly what happened, but it's certainly being used as a psyop. But I wanted to direct your attention, if you're watching on Prisonplanet.tv, if not, just type in Geiger art. If you're, don't do it around your children. A lot of it's pornographic. It's the stuff used in Alien. It's the stuff used in the new movie coming out, Prometheus, the Swiss artist. And it's some of the Illuminati's favorite art. And here's one of diseased babies in biomechanical shells. And that's what the globalists think is beautiful. That's what they want to create. And they're selling all this ugliness to us. Look at this. And you can just search Monsanto's children's comic. And you can see it online. This is what's shown to public school children. It says, look closer at biotechnology. And look, all the bugs are happy, even though they're biotech. Most of their crops are meant to have pesticide that grows naturally in them, pharmacological crop. That actually kills the bugs. But, oh, look, healthy food, the world's all green, a closer look. Of course, it's good that they're children because, under 3 generations of biotech, they on average won't live past 10. So it's good that they're children. And this will be elderly in the future, 10 years old. Hi, kids. Welcome to Biotechnology Basic Activity Book. When I was at the Grand Canyon, they have activity books about bossing your parents around to not take hot baths for the earth. And it just goes through that it's so wonderful that Monsanto, of course, they don't tell the kids that at the Monsanto facilities, their engineers refuse to have any GMO in their cafeterias and demand that they not eat what they're creating, just like all the other elite wouldn't dare eat it because they're nice people. Oh, looky. Oh, she's thinking about saving the earth when she's doing the Monsanto GM because she will save it when you're bye-bye. She's a good engineer. Oh, they're going to help everybody. So nice. And they say they're going to have bananas that have medicine grown in it. It's going to help the environment. It's for the earth. I mean, come on. They got crossword puzzles. They got it all right there. Oh, those potatoes. Those are really good for you. Doesn't matter if the head bioengineer over some of the mainline potatoes came out and talked about how it sterilized everybody. But again, the bananas that are going to grow their own chemicals in them for you. It's pharmacological crops, and they're spreading into the other similar species. There's a little quiz at the end, as you learn all the special stuff. Thanks for taking a closer look at biotechnology. Oh, and they give grants to the schools, the Council for Biotechnology Information. Good ideas are growing. Like the cancers, the pediatric cancers that are exploding in numbers. Oh, big things do start small. Isn't that precious? The good guys run things. Bill Clinton got that Little Rock airport named after him and his wife, both cocaine dealers on record with all the eyewitnesses there at Mina and all the people getting killed that tried to expose it. Oh, I have another one. I didn't mention this yesterday. I mentioned it, but didn't cover it. Then we're going to your calls, and I just saw it out there on the news. They're whitewashing it. Los Angeles Times, gun tracking operation caught top suspect, then let him go. Well, all the people that they've caught, one arm not knowing what the other arm's doing, they let go because the operation was to ship guns into Mexico to control the narcotics and launder the money. That's actually come out. Reporting from Washington, 7 months after federal agents began the ill-fated, it wasn't ill-fated except that they got caught, fast and furious gun tracking operation, they stumbled upon the main suspect in a remote Arizona outpost of the Mexican border, driving an old BMW with 74 pounds of ammunition and 9 cell phones hidden inside. Detained for questioning that day, and it goes on how they let him go. The feds got him and let him go. And it just goes on and on. It is so sick. Let's go ahead and go to Chad in South Carolina. You're on the air, Chad.
Alex, what's happening, my brother?
Worldwide transmission, sir.
I thank you very much, you and your staff, for enlightening me. I recently became a listener in the past year. I've always known something's been going on, but just never really knew what was behind it.
Psycho scientists that think they're going to merge with machines and be God are running things and plan on killing everybody. People are like, wow, that never happened. Oh, really? Hitler didn't happen? These people make Hitler, again, look like a friendly fellow, as bad as he was. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say that.
I agree. I recently found myself on the front lines of the fight for the First Amendment. I was at a St. Patrick's Day parade, and I expressed my displeasure of how an officer was conducting himself with some people, and I didn't say anything to him. I was only talking to the people, and he overheard me talking to him, and he came back over.
He heard you talking in America? What do you think this is? Land of the free, home of the brave? This is land of the bioengineered sub-slave.
Well, he came over and for me, he told me to shut my mouth and mind my own business, boy.
Good.
And
you are a boy to this government.
I looked at him and I said, well, First Amendment to the Constitution, protects my rights of freedom of speech. And he said, yeah, it does. And he immediately came around and arrested me for disorderly conduct.
Well, whatever. They hire people that it's all about. Sometimes it's all about the exercise of authority. And what was he saying to the people? What was he doing, I guess on a piranha-type power trip? What was he doing?
Well, he was. It was, the people had a dog, and another man had walked into this, it was a fenced-in area where beer tents were. And this guy comes walking in with this nasty, vile pit bull that immediately went for these other people's dogs. And that guy drags his dog away, into the crowd. And the cop came over and told the people whose dog was sitting there calmly, told them that if they couldn't control their dog, that he was going to remove them both and have them put in jail, and the dog would be taken to the pound and destroyed.
Well, that's horribly mean. So people have their nice dog, and instead of just talking to him or being lazy and not going after the other guy, he did that, and you said that's wrong, and he came and arrested you?
I said it was BS. I actually used the S word.
Yeah, well, that's probably not that good, but that's usually protected speech. So, I mean, and when he put you in the car, did he say, like, I've shown you, boy, or anything?
Oh, he just went on and on. He said, next time you'll shut your mouth, won't you? He says, you need to go back to law school. And I said, well, I never attended law school. I said,
look, you need to go get a jury trial, and you need to file a complaint on him. And then you need to start a blog about him, and you need to start tracking what he's doing as a citizen reporter. And because what matters is the long haul. This isn't a one-encounter event. What matters is, in the end, he knows the First Amendment's boss and learns respect for it. But I would go in and talk to the chief of police. And if they don't let you, I'd wait till there was a meet and greet, and I'd go to events, and I'd go to city council about it. And I would, talk about how the guy had a pit bull. I got to say this about folks. People who like pit bulls, they're friendly dogs, whatever, but they have that switch in their brain where they are, been bred and trained to just kill. They're killing kids all the time. They're attacking people's dogs. And let me tell you something. I go to the park sometimes, or I'm walking down the street. This has actually happened before. And these gangbanger types have the dog dragging along. They're getting off on it, scaring you. They're kind of similar to thug cops that get off on trying to scare you. And it's all I can do. Because when somebody's trying to threaten me, I become violent. And it's all I can do. I've actually said things before, and it's not good, to not just attack them and their dog. And I don't understand who wants to go to public places where people have kids and have a dog that wants to attack people. Well, it makes me want to attack you. And I just don't understand. But see, those are people that want to be tough. Anybody that's actually has a mean streak is afraid of what they're going to do compared to all these wannabe tough guys. And I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen with the New World Order as well. They think they know human psychology. If this stuff continues and a war breaks out, I just cannot even imagine what it's going to be like. I appreciate your call. Terrible story. John in Utah, you're on the air. Welcome.
Yes, Alex. I've listened to you a couple of times when you've been on Coast to Coast with George Norrie, and both of you lamenting the fact that you didn't know who to go to really who knew the truth about our income tax and its true nature, whether it was voluntary or mandatory, etc.
You may have misunderstood what I was saying, because I've known all about the IRS being a collection agency with the private Federal Reserve, 1913, with the Federal Reserve Act, not adopted for the general public till a wartime tax in World War II. So I know it's a fraud. So, I mean, you can make your point, but you must have gotten me mixed up with somebody else. Good to have you listening. Go ahead.
Well, so at any rate, I had the same quandary like 30-plus years ago, and I've studied all of what you're talking there, but I also spent thousands and thousands of hours in the law library studying, this whole thing and its background. And the reason that the Supreme Court has held that the government's, the Treasury Department's summary procedures meets due process is a case back in the 1856. And they said it was the first case they ever considered the meaning of the due process clause of the Fifth Amendment. And they determined that to meet due process, a process had to correspond with a process that was in effect in England at the time that the Fifth Amendment was ratified. And having done that, then they went back into the old English treatises on the revenue laws of England of that period and found out that what this corresponds to is what was known as a statute staple. Now, a statute staple was a contract written in accordance with the provisions of the enactment of Parliament in 1353 entitled a statute for the staple. Those days, all the laws of England were written in French and stapled as market. So this was a statute for the marketplace.
Yes, it's a commerce clause. It's all maritime, and that's what the City of London within London is. And actually, our IRS is modeled after what is the Inland Revenue Corporation, that is England's IRS tax group.
Well, anyway, yes, if you look at the tax code, it's laid out step by step as this contract was, and they don't tell you how you volunteer and what the contract is, and what it comes down to is the 1040 is, in fact, by its form, you can tell it's a statute staple contract. That's a voluntary contract, and when you sign that...
But here's the problem, sir. It's just like in the 50s they introduce and say, you're no longer a church, you're a charity, you're under 501c3. Don't worry, you still don't pay taxes. And the denominations ordered their sub-churches to sign on, then that waives rights. Whereas under First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. That's the beginning of the First Amendment. So it's, again, once people then adopted it, they create brainwashed cores of enforcers and dumbed-down juries that will send preachers to prison who don't have 501c3 in many cases. Just like they send people to prison who won't take vaccines, there's no law. It is just... So they first start it as a contract fraud, but then they phase it in under common accepted custom, possession 9/10 of the law, and just by force de jure, it's done by the barrel of a gun. Complete lawless garbage.
In a statute staple contract, the debtor actually conveyed title to everything